Let's talk some movies. It's been a huge year for shares of IMAX as the theater business is up 40%. Joining us, the CEO of IMAX, Richard Gelfond, is alongside the CEO of Dolphin Entertainment, William O'Dowd. Gentlemen, thanks so much for being here this afternoon. I appreciate you guys both, and we've got some cool stuff to talk about. I'm a big movie guy. I'm happy to see when the movie companies are having success. Richard, you guys have continued to be rewarded on earnings. I want to just start generally with the IMAX success formula right now. What is it? Just a better experience? People are willing to pay for that?
Yeah, I mean, especially since the pandemic, people have really been anxious to come out of their homes and live life. And they've been particularly enjoyed premium experiences. And whether it's in sports or whether it's in music, people are willing to pay to get off that couch and see it really special. And IMAX's market share has gone up significantly from pre-pandemic. And that's the first thing. And I think the second thing is, you know, since Inside Out this year, the movie business is back in a pretty good way. And IMAX is the best way to see things. We're global. We're in 90 countries, and we're hitting on all cylinders.
Your earnings last 2 months ago now led to a huge rally in the stock, up to $22 and change at the highs. Some of that seems to be successful, movies, right? Like Deadpool, Wolverine was huge. I was kind of complaining on my Twitter last week that there wasn't much to go see, but then I was told that Alien Romulus is as good as it sounds. I guess that's doing very well for a sci-fi flick.
Yeah, I mean, we did 15% of the global box office on the opening weekend and less than 1% of the screens. And it's not just that. Inside Out did great. Wolverine, Deadpool did great. And it's what's coming up. Beetlejuice opened this weekend, and it was the second highest September opening ever for a movie. You've got Venom coming up really soon. Over Thanksgiving, you've got Gladiator, Wicked, you've got Moana. You have the Lion King prequel, and then you go into next year. We have 14 films next year, filmed specifically with IMAX cameras, which is by far a record for us. So things have really been trending in the right direction.
The record number of feature-length movies being filmed for IMAX, that seems huge. I got some more questions on the business I want to come back to, and I'll go see Romulus. So just like the franchise version with Ridley not behind the actual wheel, I'm kind of like boycotting a little bit. William, tell us about Dolphin and the huge success of what I've been told are blockumentaries. Your guys' Blue Angels is a big hit, and you're in partnership with IMAX. So is this also part of the formula?
I hope so. And yeah, credit to Rich, too. We were partners on this documentary, and it blew out of the water what we were hoping for to achieve. And, you know, Rich can really speak well to this point. You know, you put any movie in IMAX, certainly documentaries, and then the value of that movie downstream and for streaming services and on television just goes through the roof. And that's what happened here. It was a success in theaters, and then over Memorial Day weekend, it was a big hit on Amazon.
The documentary style, bringing people into a live setting, is a very new thing in terms of the scale at which you're doing it. How do you figure out which topics get folks there? Like, I could see the Blue Angels, Top Gun, super popular. Obviously, it's a very sound and immersive, powerful experience. So how do you keep that bar?
Well, you know, as they say, you make content for the screen, you're going to put it on. And so the biggest stories and the biggest action you want to see in IMAX, right? So Blue Angels was just perfect for that. I mean, the real Top Gun, as you said. And, you know, seeing those jets fly around is really something special. And when it goes into IMAX institutional theaters in a few months, you're going to have another surprise on the production side. So it's the right way to see these movies for sure.
You guys also a publicly traded company as well. Important to make that clear for investors and traders watching. Tell me about your process a little bit as a production company. I know you've got a marketing side as well, but from the production side in particular with the blockumentaries, do you have writers in-house that are looking for these ideas? Are you out shopping for them? How do you find the stuff that hits, you know, the spectrum right where you need it?
Yeah, we've been a production company for 20 years before we took the company public onto NASDAQ 7 years ago. So, and entered into partnerships like we currently enjoy with Rich and IMAX, with Nickelodeon and with Warner Brothers. And we have a full production studio team as well in New York and LA. But I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the marketing team. I mean, we were lucky enough to start our marketing group with 42 West. And we think they're the best in the business at marketing television and film. I just came back from Toronto, the film festival, and where we were representing, over a dozen different movies and filmmakers. And Beetlejuice, of course, is from Tim Burton, which is one of our clients. And we enjoy a lot of movies that go into IMAX, and very much appreciate the opportunity to both produce and market.
Richard, tell me about the partnership and the documentary style for in-theater viewing. Is this something that you feel that this is like you're getting in on the ground with, kind of pioneering a new way to watch these types of content?
Well, IMAX got on the ground with it about 55 years ago.
Sure.
Because the company was founded with documentaries. But at the time, most of the theaters were in museums and science centers, and they're like we call in colloquy bears, whales, and seals. They were mostly science documentaries. But fast forward to the present, and what we and Dolphin did with Blue Angels is we did a little bit of filming with IMAX cameras of this phenomenal footage, and then we went out to a bunch of streaming services, and we raised money to basically pre-sell it and kind of guarantee a profit before we even released it. Then we released it theatrically over the whole IMAX network, and then it went streaming on Amazon, and it set records for Amazon in terms of opening weekend, and it's held up. It's been one of their biggest streaming docs ever. And then, as Bill said, it goes back into IMAX institutional theaters early next year, and we have another cash flow stream. So I think marrying the streaming revenues you could get with the theatrical revenues, with the institutional release, with co-investors like Dolphin is a winning formula for all of us.
Hey, Richard, one point on the numbers a stat that you gave I thought was really interesting earlier was the percent of box office that comes from IMAX. Is your share, is your piece of the pie growing? Can you give me the idea of kind of what that trajectory looks like in your mind?
So our best year ever was 2019. And then, of course, came the pandemic and then the strikes. And traditional exhibition last year was more than 20% below 2019. If you use the same currency rates, IMAX equaled in 2023, 2019. So we came all the way back while exhibitors aren't all the way back, which just shows this gain in market share and people seeking the premium experience. But yeah, our revenues have been tracking very much in the right direction since the pandemic and the strike.
Understood. William, one more thing for you on the festival circuit and such. Did I read 42 West involved in the Megalopolis marketing campaign?
We are. Francis Ford Coppola is a valued client for sure.
Who came up with that idea to do the negative reviews? Can you give us a little secret sauce? The negative reviews at the top of the, Coppola's old haters that they run whose idea was that?
Fortunately, it was not ours on the trailer. That's right. But I'm sorry that for everyone involved that occurred.
Oh, I thought it was great, showing all the folks who doubted Coppola along the way. A bold way to start the trailer. All right, gentlemen, thanks a lot for your time. I appreciate you being here.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.